Hi. Grab some tea and some snacks. I just want to talk to you about what's happened this year. The people who really follow this channel, I think you can tell that I've been filming in a variety of places recently, and that's because I haven't had my own home really for the past 6 months. Jose and I got a divorce. Um, I didn't want to make a YouTube video about it because I didn't want to be one of those people who uses a situation like that in their life to get views for their channel. At the same time, I wanted to tell you what was happening in the background, and so many people have sent greetings, like especially Christmas greetings, like, oh, Merry Christmas to you and your husband, and I don't know what to respond. I thought maybe this video where I just tell you what happened in 2019 and I talk about it might be a better place, and I didn't want to put anything in the title so that it's not like clickbait, that it just doesn't, that feels yucky to me. Okay, so I'll just do a quick year in review, and hopefully that will answer some questions, because there have been some of you who have messaged me questions. January 2019 started off great. I was invited to go to the NAMM show. I went. I got a chance to meet Tyler from 10 Thumbs Pro. I hung out again with Cynthia Lynn, and I met so many of the people that I loved following on YouTube and that I was becoming friends with through Instagram and like daily interactions. Between January and February, we did a love songs challenge, which was really well received. I'll put a card for it here if you haven't done it. It has the chords for baritone and standard ukuleles, so if you have a baritone, you can use it there. I think that's probably my favorite challenge. It flowed so well, and it was love songs, which, I mean, love is a beautiful thing. Around March time, I had a conversation with Jose, my then husband, and the family conversation had been a conversation we'd had for a while, and he didn't want to have children ever. When we got married, he did, and he changed his mind, and so that's why there was a split. We just wanted different things out of our life, and I think that's fair. It's fair to want something for yourself and realize, like, oh my gosh, this is not what I want. It was still a divorce. It's still painful and it sucks and it knocked the wind off my sails, but I think it was, like, I guess the best case scenario, because I haven't really talked about it like this. It was the best case scenario because we both have our careers and we're still pretty young. We're in our early 30s. So it felt okay to do this, even though it was a not so good situation. We finalized our divorce in April. It moved really fast because it's one of those things you can't fix. If one person wants a life choice and the other one doesn't, like, you don't suddenly change your mind out of that. And that was about 2 years coming. Like, it was a conversation we had for about 2 or 3 years. So it wasn't something that could just be changed. So the divorce was finalized in April, and the month of May, I believe, I was in Spain. I got a chance to travel, and I think it was really good for me to travel and to be away from the States and away from family and friends. I was really afraid of being around family and friends because I didn't want them to pity me, or I didn't want that, like, oh, it's gonna be okay, pat in the back. Like, I didn't want people feeling sorry for me. I guess I felt sorry for me, so I didn't need others feeling sorry for me. When I was married, I turned down a lot of opportunities for my channel to travel because I wanted to travel with my spouse and his job wasn't permitting that. So After the divorce, I decided to say yes to every opportunity that came my way, and so I started traveling quite a bit. I got a chance to go to Bulgaria to meet Vasco. Together, we held workshops in London, which was an incredible experience. And then I went back to Europe and hosted workshops in Berlin. I got a chance to hang out with my friends Maria and Ines in Spain. Um, we also hung out in where did we hang out? Berlin. I went to the Berlin Uke Fest. That was really fun. And then I moved with my parents. But both of the kitties are with me, and they were with me. I moved with my parents while I figured out what to do. I didn't know if I was going to move back to Japan. And those of you who have been here long enough know that I used to live in Japan. I didn't know if I was going to stay in California or move to Spain. I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know. Because when I was married, my husband worked for the military, and the military moved us. So the military moved us from San Diego to Japan. We were there for 4 years, and from Japan to Maryland. So in my mind, I thought, well, this is just what we do. We get moved by the military, and you just adjust. And now, like, I had the choice, and I didn't expect to have it. And as easy as it might sound to say, well, where are you going to live? It's not that easy when you work a job like mine and you could live anywhere. And I noticed that that's a privilege. That's a huge privilege. And I'm not in no way complaining about that, but I was overwhelmed. And to move with 2 cats is also a challenge. The move from Japan to Maryland was traumatic for them, and the move from Maryland to California was traumatic for them. So I kind of wanted to sit tight for a while and not move them and just have them heal and adjust to the new changes as well. So while I was going on my trips to Europe, they were with my parents. My parents are absolute animal lovers. Like, my dad has 5 dogs. Like, it's crazy. So the kitties were so well taken care of, and my parents were so supportive. Like, they never complained about any of it. They were just there for me. So thanks, Mom and Dad, if you're watching this. I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, thank you. I mean, I don't know what I would have done without you guys. After living with my parents for a few months, weeks, I don't know what it was, because I was traveling and coming back and traveling and coming back, I felt the need for my own space. I did have a really nice bedroom when I was with them, but I just didn't feel like, I don't know. It's family, and I felt great with them, but part of me still felt like, oh my gosh, like, I'm living with my parents. I'm 32, like, I need to do something. And so I rented an apartment. This is a 2-bedroom apartment. I chose the sunniest bedroom for making YouTube videos. I'm doing this at night with a bunch of lights, which is counterproductive, but whatever. And the other bedroom is my actual bedroom. I have 0 furniture in my living room, and like a tiny little thing in my kitchen that barely counts as a dining set, but oh well. In the midst of trying to figure my life out, September came around, and after the success of the 30-day Uke challenge last year, I promised myself that I would do a 30-day Uke challenge again that was a little bit more challenging. When September was approaching, I kind of panicked at what I had set myself to do another 30-day Uke challenge, because the last one had been so difficult. But like, I had made that promise to myself that I would do it, and throughout the year, after the divorce, through the transitions of like moving to my parents and traveling, like, I was very inconsistent with this channel. I admit it, I was very inconsistent. And most of that was me not feeling the energy, not feeling the motivation, the drive to make YouTube videos. And then also this like really negative voice in my head was telling me, like, what do you even have to give to the ukulele community? Like, there's so many other channels out there that are better than you. I know that that's like a bad voice to listen to, but you know, when you're down and you hear that voice, you start to believe it. So I would set up and then I couldn't record. like I would have, I guess the best way I can explain it is like writer's block, but like video block. I would sit in front of the camera and just not feel good enough to make any videos. So the 30-day Uke challenge, well, I named it the 30-day Uke course, which was supposed to be more advanced, was my way of kind of like getting rid of that negative voice and jump starting the channel again. Like it really needed to be like jump started, you know. For me it was like almost like, you know, like trying to resuscitate my energy for making the videos and for the channel, and I thought I have to do this. And so I started to create the 30-day Uke course, and now that I look back on it, I wish I would have reorganized it a different way. I think like day 14 or 15, the blues day should have been day 1, and then I should have worked up to it. I could see from the views on that course that like I started way too hard. Everything was way too difficult, and then it got easier and better. So that was my mistake. I'm really sorry if you felt discouraged through the 30-day Uke course. It was my fault. It was my poor planning. I should have planned it a little differently. And I know now, like next year, when September comes back around, that I will hopefully be in a much better place mentally so that I can really create a good month-long course that you enjoy. I'm super grateful for you, for the viewer, for the person on this other side of the camera, because if it weren't for you, I don't know how I could have had this period of like mourning for what happened. If it weren't for this job, I mean, I wouldn't have had an income. And right now, it's really the patrons that are supporting the channel more so than the YouTube revenue. It's really Patreon that is like what kept me afloat. So to my patrons, thank you so much. When I first started the Patreon page, I felt guilty, I guess, creating it. I didn't want you to give me money. I felt like it was much better if you bought ukuleles from my links and Amazon gave me money, or if YouTube, you know, gave me the money for the videos I was making. I don't know, it felt weird. It felt weird to create a Patreon and like you guys just support me. My mindset around that was all wrong, because I have some podcasts that I love. I love them so much. I love the content they make. I feel like the people that make the podcasts are my friends, and to join like their Patreon to me felt like I am supporting this because I want it to keep going. So now I understand like why I have the patrons, why they're so supportive, why they care. Like it's a bigger thing, you know? So now I have a much better relationship with Patreon. Now I feel great about it, and I'm making content for Patreon, which I don't know, it just feels like, oh, you're supporting me? Like I want to give you more. So I talked with Cole Brandt, who is a musician who made the music at the end of my videos, and I asked him if he could make ringtones for us. So he made 6 ringtones, which I'm gonna release like once a month starting in 2020. And then once I stopped like listening to the negative voices, or once they got quieter, I guess is the way I would say it, or the negative, I don't want to say voices, it sounds, that's not the right way, I guess. The negative thoughts, they were negative thoughts. Once I stopped listening to the negative thoughts and started focusing on working and focusing on making videos for you and teaching again, all of these positive thoughts and ideas started to come into my mind. And so one of the positive thoughts and ideas that came in was the Ukulele Bible. And so the Ukulele Bible, what I wanted that to be is the one resource that you turn to that will have everything that you need to learn, to play, and to teach others with ukulele. To learn any weird, funky chord, to practice and warm up, to be exposed to music theory, to have your songs. And so I started talking to the Patreon community, like, what would you want in an all-encompassing resource? And some people said, like, I want the chord sheets with the beats per minute so I know what speed, with the strumming pattern, because a lot of them don't have the strumming patterns, with the chords on the page. I want it to be for baritone and for regular soprano, concert, tenor ukuleles. What else was there? People were asking for music theory. Anyway, it was a big list. And this was a great list because now for me, it's a to-do list. I've been working on the Ukulele Bible every single day, and it feels great to be working and to be working on something that I'm just going to share with the world. If you are a ukulele learner, if this is your hobby, or if you are a teacher or you're part of a club, you'll be able to make copies of this for the people that you're in a club with. Every month you will see new pages added to the Ukulele Bible. The goal is to follow the structure of some of the podcasts that I listen to, which they release new content one day of the week, every week. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm in the planning phases of how to make sure that that's happening consistently and on a scheduled day of the week, which I will post everything on Patreon so that you know when to look on the Patreon pages. I had to take a little break because my air conditioning turned on and I didn't want all that like white noise on the audio. So for the Ukulele Bible, I'll be publishing content on a regular schedule. I will put all of that on the Patreon. The purpose of the Ukulele Bible is really to express my gratitude to the patrons for, I feel like you carried me through the year. This was a really challenging year, and I want to end this video on a positive note because I think that it was a positive change that happened. This year we reached 100,000 subscribers, and YouTube sent the silver play button. It's a little bit scratched and beat up because of the move, so I'm kind of holding it away from the camera. I've seen the other channels have it all shiny and squeaky clean, and I don't know, but regardless of how scratched up and like beat up it might be, I'm still really proud of this community and happy that there are so many people in our ukulele family. Thank you so much for everything. I hope that this video explains why the channel was a bit in a funk this year. It's because I was. I feel so much better having my own space now, having a proper studio. I'm still working on the decor, but I have a studio now. And I mean, we reached the silver play button, our Patreon page is growing, and so many good things are happening. For 2020, I have planned to go to the NAMM show. I'll be meeting up with Tyler again and a few more of the ukulele friends that I've made this year. I would also like to do more meetups and traveling, so please let me know where in the world you are down below so that I can see where would be a nice place to host a ukulele meetup next. Or if you have a ukulele club or a ukulele community where you live, let me know if there's some kind of event we can put together or something like that. For our Spain workshop, we had like, I don't know, hundreds of people show up. And for the Berlin one, it was 25 people. So it doesn't have to be a ginormous event. Like, it can be a small event. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. The LA Uke Fest. That was a highlight of my year too. That was a big highlight. There's a little vlog of that. I will add the card for that here too. If you can come to the LA Uke Fest next year, please come. I'm planning on going to it. Please, please come. I would love to meet you there. So yeah. 2020, I think, will be a great year. We have a lot of good things to start with. We have a pretty big channel, a big community. We have a Facebook page now. We have a Facebook page called Ukelandia, and it's a community for you to ask questions or to answer questions or to just support others or have others support you in your ukulele journey. Join us there. It's really fun. Yeah, the Instagram page has grown quite a bit. It's in the 35,000 right now. So many people have made ukulele only Instagram pages so that they can post their progress and share with others, which is really cool. If you haven't done that yet, I highly encourage it. Super fun. What else? What else is good? Actually, why don't you brag about something good that happened to you this year in the comments below? And that way we all kind of reflect on this year positively. Like let's end the year positively and start on a positive note. Remember to breathe. Take some deep breaths. I've been reminding myself of that a lot lately. And pick up your ukulele. That's a really good thing to do every day. It's like medicine. It's like really good medicine. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara!